Jing'an.
Go check out the road.
Jing'an.
Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and then also hit the that little bell. That means you're gonna get notified of other videos that I do. Okay, so today is one of our first ones in Shanghai today. I'm going to be going around Shanghai and catching some of the interesting stuff from the temple that you saw at Jing'an all the way down to the Bund. So this is kind of a cool looking house. My friend here was telling me about how it changes colors at nighttime, so it's kind of a spectacular evening event to see. And just kind of let you see where we're at. There's kind of a beautiful garden. There's like an overpass over here. There's some buildings that we just came from over that direction. And we're going to basically be walking, I think, over that way, right? Yep. So straight over this way. So okay. And some little pathways. So okay, up on another bridge, and we have a series of these overpasses. So they're kind of cool. They go around. I've seen them in other places too, but they got them here in Shanghai. We're gonna get to a monstrous one pretty soon. But yeah, we're gonna keep going this way, and that's behind us where we were at before. So let's see what we can find out in Shanghai today. Okay, so we're with my friend Brandon here, so he was kind of telling me about some of these alleys. So we're gonna walk down one, and just what little I know about them anyways is they're kind of very community oriented from the past, where I think China kind of tried to set things up that was more community oriented. So we're gonna check them out. Lots of people with their small gardens. We got lots of vehicles in storage, another small garden. We have clothing that's up on top. We have cool little stuff that you can see. Guy doing some construction work. I'll try not to move the camera around too much, but got a hanging there. Don't know what that's about. I guess hanging clothes, maybe. So yeah, just kind of one of the, and my friend told me that he lives on something that's kind of similar, but a lot of people will live off of the main roads in these kind of neighborhoods.
They're called lane houses.
Lane houses.
Yeah.
Want to tell us about it, Brandon?
Well, I don't know that much, but yeah, a lot of them were built in the 1930s, and yeah, they're just kind of communal in a way. They have, like, most of the buildings would have like a kitchen on the ground floor that people would share, because not everybody would have their own kitchen, and sometimes they even have a communal shower or something. But now all the apartments have been modified, so they have their own kitchens and bathrooms. But you still see, well, I'll show you for sure later, we'll see people doing communal cooking. So they're, like, my building has an old lady, and she's always cooking in the common kitchen. And I don't know if it's just for her family or she shares the food or what. Check this out. I just, like, look at this old architecture and these old doors. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, I thought maybe these used to be horse stalls or something, because they look like kind of barn doors or something. I don't know.
Let's kind of see what. All right, so we're gonna turn the camera back on a little bit later, and this is some of the stuff we're gonna be seeing today. So, okay, I just wanted to show these real quick. These are some wires. So, actually, they're pretty tame compared to other places, but I've seen some other places where these wires are a huge mess, but it's kind of a mess as well. But it's kind of like to highlight and kind of show a little bit of difference. So just kind of show you some of the houses. I kind of see this theme right here. Houses that look like this kind of two-story shop downstairs, apartment upstairs kind of look, which I personally like quite a bit. So all right, we're gonna keep exploring more of Shanghai. So lots of little shops. Okay, so we're gonna come up. I see these clothes hanging wire just kind of in the middle of the street, and like a park to the left, so it's kind of funny and out of place, but kind of interesting too. There's a mop kind of hanging there, somebody's bag that they cleaned, their underwear and clothing. And it's just kind of on the main street. And I also just want to show this tree, because I see this tree quite a bit. But yeah, so it's beautiful. And we got a park, and we got a guy playing some Chinese music. And we're gonna go over this side, and over there you can see a shop called Sex Shop My Honey in pink. And we're gonna keep on walking though. See what else we can see. So yeah, this is kind of a nice little neighborhood of kind of cool looking stuff that looks like a good place to live neighborhood wise. See what else we can see. So you got kind of in a park right now. Another, my friend Brendan here was telling me there's quite a few parks in Shanghai, so we're definitely seeing some of those. So if you do come to Shanghai, expect to walk around and come across a little bit of green here and there, and here's one of them.
And well kept.
Yeah, it does look pretty clean.
Not crowded. They're never crowded. Pretty quiet.
You get a good nap if you need one.
A lot of ponds and lakes, little ponds really, and fountains everywhere. It's really nice.
Okay, so we're gonna let's walk in this park, but I guess the thing I found interesting about this is everything is like really well planted and prepared. So this whole line of bushes right here, you have another whole line right here, you got these trees that are all grown, they're all completely in line. These posts are not trees, but they're also in line, so everything's very well organized and looks like it's planned at another point in time. So it's not very often that I see it in fruition where it looks like they've been there for 10 or 15 or 20 years already, because I don't think that was something people did until 15 or 20 years ago, I don't think. But anyways. Okay, we got a green light and there's a little bit of traffic still going, and then we're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to capture this girl, because she has really long hair. I'm gonna flip it around in a second.
Oh, your hair is beautiful.
Yeah, we're kind of walking down the middle of the street, so we kind of, before I turned on the camera, we were thinking about maybe getting a picture with them, but it was a little bit hard because we were all
I didn't really
in the
make
middle.
any eye contact.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna be a little shy about it or something.
But their hair was kind of cool, so it looked like something you'd see like 50 years ago, I don't know. Like some kind of hairstyle that was really popular a long time ago. So thick and braided, and over here this big kind of big overpass. We're gonna get into that pretty soon too. So right now I'm with Brendan's an old time friend, so I've known him for 20 years probably, more or less.
Yeah.
And so he lives in Shanghai, so it's kind of giving me a little tour and a walk today. So if you're wondering how I found these places today, this is part of it. And basically right now we're kind of entering into a downtown area. So that little mess of highway stuff that we thought I was gonna find, we might have went past it, but it's not really that critical anyways. So because we're in a totally different cool area right here. And I kind of want to zoom in on this girl right here. That one. Like that. Remain stylish where you were. Shanghai Lady Fashion Department Store. And you can see the architecture here. It looks a lot like the architecture that you can see around here because of the 1930s influence of a lot of these buildings that came up at that time.
European architects designed these buildings, or Chinese architects did them in European style.
So we're gonna see a lot of that today. Actually, this is kind of a cool street. So rental bikes are everywhere. You can rent them and drive them with a key code. This street looks very gentle and kind.
It's very different, yeah. I always come back here. It's so unique. Almost like it was meant to be a pedestrian street. The way it's so wide, and there's, I don't know, something about the pavement.
Well, it's funny because I was almost going to say that on the camera. I was going to say, I was going to say it's a nice pedestrian street, and then I saw the cars. I'm like, oh, it's not quite, but it looks like it was designed that way.
And there's a really old, unless they tore it down, it's closed, but it says steakhouse. Yeah.
Is that a bunch of shops over there?
I don't know.
Should we just walk over there and take a peek? Let's walk in just for a few minutes and just see what's down here, and then we'll probably turn off the camera in a bit. Oh.
That's pretty common actually. They have nail shops in these little alleys. Like they'll have a flower shop or a nail shop, mostly for women kind of stuff.
Nail and eyelashes.
LA
lashes. Some LA lashes there. Here's an eyelash one. There's LA lashes and eyelashes. Okay, let's oh, we could actually want to walk down another one and come back down. Got some pretty cool, fashionable people in here. Yeah, Shanghai is kind of a wealth of surprises and kind of cool little places to live. Off the main streets and these little, what do you call these? Lane houses?
Mm-hmm.
Here's some chipped paint that just happens to be about the same shape as China. Oddly enough.
Yeah, pretty close.
All right, so we're gonna bring you back to something else in a minute. Before we leave this alley, we just saw this thing right here. It's a little map of the alley and of the main street, so kind of interesting.
I don't know what that means. Teely. So right here, this is 1923, so that building's from 1923, but there used to be a sign that said steakhouse and some red like neon, but it looked like it was left over from the 50s.
Yeah.
So it looked like something you'd see in Little Italy or downtown Chicago or something, you know what I mean? Like a red neon sign that says steakhouse and cocktails, like really classic old school kind of thing. But now, so I saw it one time and I was hoping it was open so I could eat there, but kept coming back and it was just out of business. So now it looks like they're probably just renovating the whole building.
It's kind of really hard to see in the camera, so I'm going to point it up, but you can see like this little thing like that. Always whenever I see that, it kind of strikes out, yeah. So a little bit of camera problem, let's see. So this is like Brendan was telling me that this is a speakeasy from back in the day.
Well, I don't think it's really back in the day. I think it's just like, it's a speakeasy now.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's the trendy thing these days, like secret bar. It's obviously not a speakeasy on the, like completely secret, but inside the restaurant there is a hidden bar that you have to know about and ask and they'll let you in. It's kind of a trendy speakeasy.
I'm going to run across to this camera real quick and I'm going to show something that I wasn't able to show.
Oh yeah.
So I'll just run over here. This is this kind of cool street here. I just want to go inside this building. I just want to show you how cool this is right here. This painting. This painting has all the world leaders from there's Mao and some of the Chinese ones and things like that. It looks like the Vietnamese one. So I don't know, pretty cool. Okay, we're on a pretty cool little walking street right here. And it's quite, you got your cars coming through on one side and you have some bicycles, you have pedestrians, and you have bistros since 2015, tattoo shop. Okay. Jade Salon. Yeah, pretty cool looking street. We're going back the same way.
We're going to go into a lane, but this one's really cool. The people are really proud here. It's like a tour, like we went on a history walking tour one time, and the guy brought us here. It's really old lanes, and the people have a lot of plants and decorations sometimes. I think they don't have them now, but normally it's like lanterns, so they're like Chinese lanterns hanging up.
Yeah.
I see a few. Yeah, like little umbrellas. So this is like a really proud neighborhood where they really take care of it. They like people to walk through and check it out.
Yeah, the streets are really clean. Actually, when I was at Lance's in Xiamen, the streets are super clean. They lived kind of like a different version of something like this.
Yeah.
In these back alleys, and I was just kind of amazed there too, like how clean everything was. Here's the umbrellas that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
There's a 1926. They got a little bit of a artistic mural with an introduction here.
Oh yeah.
If you want to look at that, you can. I'll just see that.
Oh,
like
provisional government site for the Republic of Korea.
Wow.
Armed uprising.
There's a chair you can sit up. Kind of a makeshift chair. 2 plastic chairs combined.
There's actually a museum back here, like a little tiny one. I think that you can walk in, and it's got some historical context.
They really beautify it with the plants.
Now later, I'm gonna show you another lane like this. That's like almost like a slum. It's like the poorest people in Shanghai live there. It's really interesting.
It's near here as well?
Sorry?
It's near here? Or?
Not too far yet.
It's funny seeing those blue awnings all up and down the street.
Oh, so there's somewhere the guide took us. You can walk through one of these buildings and see how people live, and it's kind of a passageway to another tunnel. Let's go back.
Okay.
Well, first, let's
see what's on the other side.
Yeah, this is really upscale part of Shanghai. It's called
the
Jing'an.
The model quarter. Oh, Hana set. Hana set. All right, so we're gonna go back down this way again. So I'm gonna turn off the camera right here. So this is really back alley. We got some sinks that are outdoors. Almost every one of these houses right here has a sink. For each one, there's inside of a house.
Smells back alley too.
Yeah.
Musky.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, this is kind of a big labyrinth of these houses everywhere, and
Cool, yeah.
see little kitchen sinks and. So okay, so we're gonna head back out, and when we get over here, there's kind of a upscale neighborhood directly in front of us, which is kind of interesting, right? So.
With upscale. I didn't say that. You're not recording. I just run across. I was gonna say upscale girl.
Okay. Some outdoor eating, and we're going to conclude this little segment in a minute. So, and there we go. So yeah, this particular street, we're coming across a big tour group, but it's a pretty cool looking street. We got a tour guide from I don't know where. Okay. I got the pedestrian street right here in the middle, eh? Going down this way? Yeah. Yeah, Shanghai is kind of filled with all kinds of little neighborhood surprises of pedestrian friendliness and interesting architecture and alleys that kind of surprise you. Okay.
Doesn't Bob Kenzel love Shake Shack?
Yeah.
Shake Shack guy.
The guy with the cool haircut. Okay. And we got our little statues of angels, or not angels, wise people. And we got Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest clothing. So, okay. Boxing Cat Brewery. So you got a bunch of restaurants and breweries and kinds of stuff. Alright, so we're gonna see what else we can find. So we got this really cool street right here, and this is kind of like the old style, so I just want to, Brandon was just kind of telling me about this street over here and how this was all the same, but it's all destroyed. So it's kind of what's happening in a lot of Chinese cities and Shanghai as well. But yeah, it's kind of sad because this stuff is really beautiful. Kind of in some little alleys, and you got kind kind of a lot of cool stuff. So there's some chairs out here, some refrigeration for some beers, the dog with a chain. So yeah, pretty cool. So I think this area looks like it's going to be torn down. So
Yeah, it's almost like already abandoned, maybe partly.
yeah,
Seems empty.
yeah, maybe the ones that don't have anywhere to go are still waiting on the last minute, I guess. I don't know.
But they'll get paid pretty well if they own the space.
Yeah,
I think they usually do get paid pretty well. So they can move into like a nice modern apartment probably.
pretty cool.
Usually, like I've been back here before on my bike and there's a lot more life. That's what, I mean, it was like bustling, people doing laundry and cooking and just, you know, coming and going. But that makes me think maybe they're already halfway empty.
Yeah.
There was like tons of laundry last time, it was a couple months ago.
Okay, so we're kind of on the contrast of the old and the new. And this new stuff on the right looks pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it with this camera, but there's these beautiful balcony oral circular shape. You go all the way up. So it looks like each apartment has kind of an indoor part, and then they have this kind of circular. And I'll just see if you can see a little bit, but all the way up, pretty cool. Kind of cool looking. Yeah, actually this is the one that I went to about 5 or 6 years ago, the last time I was in Shanghai. Yeah, I think it was all kind of new at that time, I think. Okay, is this all kind of new, or?
I think it's pretty new.
They kind of, there's Papa John's up there,
Oh,
pizza
wow.
place. Yeah, it looks like it could have been there like a few hundred years, but I think it's all,
Yeah, it's just a tourist complex. It's full of shops and restaurants and stuff.
yeah. But it is really cool. I remember
is,
like
yeah.
being really impressed. Actually, I saw these in a smaller version, but there's one like this in Guangzhou. So I wonder if it's something that they're kind of know as kind of a tourist draw.
Yeah, Guangzhou has one, right?
So we're gonna walk straight ahead into the Bund, and we're gonna walk, we'll kind of maybe capture some more stuff soon. Oh wow. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna, yeah, this is kind of like a community area right here. Yeah, fairly close to the Bund, and yeah, it looks like this is kind of old neighborhood stuff that's might not be here for long, or well, I don't really know. Actually, it's kind of a good touristic draw if it was just if they kept it and just had, you know, different kind of shops maybe that were tourist oriented.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're kind of in an alley. This alley, the other one, there's a little bit more sun, so we're gonna try to come through. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Feels good.
It's good. It's good. 风凉风凉。
Oh, hello.
好，我们搞的。哎。
Now my feet are gonna get blisters because they're wet.
If you want to stop somewhere, we can. And let me see if I can raise this up so they don't think that they're the highlight. Although they kind of are. Yeah, pretty interesting street. Kind of wish I would have had my camera more. I didn't want to get wet, so I didn't want to get too close to you.
Mm-hmm. I was waiting for him to just douse me up from head to toe. I wasn't sure if he was that crazy or not.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if he was reacting to the camera at first.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So actually, I was a little reluctant to I kept it on the feet because I was like, I don't know, he could spray me if I put the camera on him. Well, anyways, kind of interesting. Here we got a Tai Chi person, and we have bamboo. So we're in a park. And across the street over here is this housing that we were just at in the last video. And we're gonna be walking our way towards the Bund. So more Shanghai to come. Okay, so we're in the same park. They got a little eatery with Coca-Cola, the bright red or the Chinese red or the, oh, it's not Coke, but it's kind of red and yellow and brown. Pretty cool. We got some shops here. I don't know, I might get a Coke here. Yeah. So another center, and they got some cool drinks right there. And we're gonna walk out of this park, and there's the adjacent building. There's lots of tour groups, and we're all kind of walking towards the Bund, more or less. Yuching Park. Okay, another street in Shanghai. Okay, we're down in Shanghai's kind of downtown area. Got a lot of these buildings, maybe from the 30s, Brendan. Sometimes, like when you put the camera in, and then you can see, like, later when you view it, it's like, wow, this is pretty wild. These guys are like staring at me like, what the hell is he doing with that camera? Storage for bikes. Oops. Got a lot of heritage here. Alright, so we were kind of going up on a rooftop so we can overlook some of the city. So we're just gonna follow some stairs up. Let's see what we see. There's a Castro, is it? Old Shanghai. Captain Speakeasy. Okay. Sure, we're gonna go. They're closed? The famous Shanghai Tower. I don't know what's that.
Shanghai Pearl, Oriental Pearl Tower is what it's called officially.
Cool. Have you been over there to the other side and walked around a little bit? Is it just corporate office buildings?
It's shopping malls, and it's quite touristy and not very interesting.
Okay. So now we're at the world famous Bund, and there's kind of the European architecture that parallels the main road here. And we're gonna walk up on the boardwalk in a minute. So yep, this is the kind of the highlight of Shanghai that everybody would see and go to. And then on the other side they can overlook the that building, the iconic one. Almost got the hat up there. And we're kind of coming up on a little bit of evening time, so we might get some lights up in this area pretty soon. Let's go check it out from the boardwalk up front, up top. There we go. All right, so there's the famous tower right there. Oh, you got a nice skyline, nice boardwalk line. Yeah, actually, when I was here years ago, now I remember I was in that little building, or that little area right over there, and there's a big hostel, and I was just able to walk right along the bund, and there was some, oh, okay, it goes all the way down.
There's a Suzhou Creek. It's right there, and it goes all the way towards my apartment. It winds through, and so kind of it's a small river, and the views from there, looking this way, like it's really beautiful. I thought about taking you there, but
yeah. Okay, we're just kind of walking down the bund, and you got lots of people kind of hanging out here, tour groups, people resting, and we're just gonna walk all the way down. Got some beautiful flower trees to the right.
got a Thai flag on top.
Oh wow. Thailand and China right straight ahead. There's actually I didn't realize almost all the buildings to the right all have Chinese flags on them. Like almost every single one. There's one there, 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 there's one there. The whole skyline. I wonder if that's some city ordinance that they all have to have a Chinese flag on them, you know?
Probably.
It's weird though, right? Like when you really see it.
It's almost like church crosses on the Seoul skyline. Every building has a church cross on it. So many churches.
It's like 15 years ago, but there used to be like a hawker square up here, and you could is there still something like that up here?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, we got some Bavaria looking stuff, and this stone was laid by Sir John Brennan, 1937.
Blues and jazz club there, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Kind of sidewalk kind of leads you right into it. You got live music. I'm gonna put my camera right in there. Oh, okay. Do you want to check it out?
Yeah, just curious.
Let's see. Whoa. Looks like there's a lot of history here.
Yeah, not open yet.
Cool building.
Yeah, I gotta come here one night.
Yeah. Okay, so we're kind of coming up on, going to be concluding my day in Shanghai here. So we're kind of in these cool area. We're just right now kind of talking about the way these buildings are circular. So it's kind of a circular part, and they all kind of go in a round circle. And yeah, some really beautiful architecture here in Shanghai. So so glad to be able to see as much, and I was able to do a day two of Shanghai. So I'll put this on YouTube as well. If you like what I'm doing, just support it, make some comments, and yeah, let me know. And make some suggestions as well. Right. Okay, here we are on the main pedestrian street. We have food stalls and long lines. We have people with cameras. We have all kinds of stuff. Nanjing Road. It's pretty crowded and pretty cool. I've never been on Nanjing Road before. Gonna walk in the center part. It's a train coming through. All right, so basically Nanjing Road, I'll just kind of describe it, and I won't leave the camera on too long, but basically it's a good pedestrian street just to walk down, and lots of shopping. You can see all kinds of shopping things on the sides. We have, I don't know what that is, lottery playing things, temple, a train coming through. So okay, so Shanghai has quite a bit of interesting things, and this is one of them. This is a sightseeing car. Looks like it's a good place to sit down and fan yourself. Hey,
watch bag, handbag, watch flawless.
selling watches. Yeah. Got a lot of solicitors here. So,
A lot of what?
solicitors.
Yeah.
People trying to solicit some business. Another train. So yeah, Nanjing Road, I believe it's the busiest street, and it goes down for quite a ways, and definitely worth walking. And it's quite crowded, but we also have some good space for walking too, so it helps being able to follow the train.
Lights are coming on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the lights are coming on.
Those are actually cool places to have a beer and kind of just people watch right there. Like, you don't see a lot of foreigners sitting there.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty good conclusion for the camera today. So you kind of get a feel for Shanghai and what the people look like and the tourists look like, and some of the solicitors. And Friday night, the area over there for kids to run around. So, okay. Here we are at the river, and it's just starting to get lit up. And maybe we'll just walk.
Yeah, feeling better.
And on this other side, we can start to see all the lights on the buildings are starting to light up, lit up a little bit. And Brendan here was telling me that there's some pretty amazing bridges on this river that are very populated at night. So So this is a bridge, but there's probably even much better bridges too.
Yeah, see that old metal bridge is the next one. That's like, that's a historical building, a historical structure. It's like the first something, iron span bridge or something in Hong Kong. It's really old, it's pretty cool.
Like also like these kind of reddish brick buildings all the way down too. Hey. Yeah, pretty cool. Go like that. And pretty cool little spot. All right, so this is part of Shanghai, day 2. Jing'an.